talked about this last time. I will quickly go over because there was one topic we left, that was the iterator part of this. You will remember that there were two menus we were talking about, and we wanted to be able to display both of them. And in order to do that, we had a composite structure for that. Okay, where was it? Okay, here. I don't know what happened. We did this. We did the adapter. We did the composite.
Did we do facade?
We did the facade, yes. You
I
left at that time. We did facade, and then we had this issue with the menu iterators. And then we came here and we talked about the last time. We need to be able to do this. We talked about that when I want to iterate when I want to iterate over this, normally if I want to iterate on this, that's easy because I have all the menu items, so I can go quickly over it. But if I want to be able to go, like start from here, if it's a menu, I will step down to the menu item, then the next menu item, and then this menu item, and then go over all of them. So when I reach, for example, when I reach here, I should be knowing that this is not the end of it. There is another iterator that I have to follow. So I have to go on like that, and then go on over here and complete it. So that was the issue that we were having at that time. And what's the problem here is not really very evident. So, I mean, for example, there were a lot of points that you were supposed to be objecting to me, saying, well, there is, we don't need that, for example. So in order to show you all of these things, I want to come back to here and show you first of all, you will remember that we solved this problem with this, that we have a leaf and we have a composite and we have a component. The solution to this was, I have, for example, a component, and what I did, you will remember that we did it, when we were doing it together interactively, we did this as an interface, but there is a different way of doing it, making this abstract class, and having all of these methods throwing some exceptions. And if I'm overriding that method, then it's no longer be throwing exceptions. If, for example, if it's a leaf, then I will have exceptions for this, add, remove, and get child. If it's a composite, I will not be having exceptions on these, but there might be some other elements here that are specific to the leaf. And the solution to this was, the problem was, having composite including an array of components. You will remember then, I will be able to keep an array of components in composite. If I do that, then I can either keep itself within itself, that is, I can keep another composite inside it, or I can keep a leaf. So to be more specific about our example, I have the menu the menu item. So menu is composed of menu items. If I do have an array within the menu of only menu items, then I will not be able to keep extra other menus within the menu. But if I keep the menu component, which is the super type, inside the menu as an array, I can either keep the menu or the menu item, depending on the situation. So that was the solution to our problem. In that way, I can keep all of it. I can say from the beginning, I have a menu, and in this main menu, I will say add pancake menu, and inside the pancake menu, I will say add menu item, menu item, menu item, and all of them will be included in this. So menu will have another menu inside it, and that menu will have items in it. So that was the solution that we came up with. I will show you the code now. This is maybe better to show it like that. What we did is we had a menu item. All right, something like that. It is extending the menu component. So let's see the menu component. Menu component is an abstract class. It is throwing so menu component is an abstract class for all the functions in it. There are some functions in it, some methods. For all of them, it is throwing unsupported operation exception. So you cannot use it directly. You're not supposed to be using menu component directly. And I have several things like get description, get price, is it vegetarian, that type of things. And lastly, I have an iterator, a menu component iterator that is coming out of it. So when I look at menu item, yes?
Can't we define abstract methods instead?
It depends. If you want to have a special exception that you want to process, probably that is better. If you have an abstract, then you will have a different kind of error method.
In the menu component, methods throws an exception. I mean, does it have to be like that, or can we also write code in the methods?
Yeah, you can write it, but why we did it like that is, I will show you now. For example, with this one, what I do, I'm extending the menu component, but I'm only overriding some of it. I'm only overriding, well, I don't override anything here. So I'm extending the menu item, sorry, menu component. So menu component, for example, has getChild method. A menu item shouldn't have a child because it is the menu item. You know, it doesn't have something in it. It is the leaf, yes. So with this way, I will get an exception. When I have the menu, for example, menu will be overriding most of it, but it will not be having, for example, I don't know what. Price, for example. It will not have a price. Because menu doesn't have a price itself. All the menu items have a price. If I can call, actually, it's legal that I can call price from the menu. Then it will give me an exception. So that, but there are many different ways that you can handle exceptions, or you can do it in a different way. It doesn't really matter. Like, you know, patterns are not really strict. They are flexible, that you want to be, you're supposed to be doing it the way that you want to do it. So this is what we did. So in this way, we have let's see it now, how I use it. Maybe I can make it bigger, right? So this is the waiter, and what it does, I start with the menu. This is the main menu. This is the description of the menu. It's, you know, whatever that I wanted to have. These are the attributes that I wanted to add. I have an oven menu, so selections from brick oven. I have a kebab menu. So inside the oven menu, I will have a pide menu. So, well, anyway, this is I had in my mind. So in pide menu, I have several pides. In the oven menu, I have a lahmacun, also lahmacun, and I'm also adding pide menu inside oven menu. So all of these are legal. So I can do all of these because all of them are actually menu components, including the menu items. They are coming from a supertype menu component. So it is, I'm allowed to have a menu item added to this, and I'm also allowed to have a menu, complete menu added into the oven menu. So at the end, I also create the kebab menu, and then I add oven menu and kebab menu into the main menu. And then when I wanted to print it, so I didn't show you the print. So if it's a menu, then how I print it, I print the menu name and description, and then I'm printing all of its components. I go print its components because, you know, it is this one, menu components, that menu is having an array list of menu components. So this is the secret of how we handle that. It is not having an array list of menu items. It is having an array list of its super type. Either it can be, we choose to make it interface the last time, but this time we're doing it with a abstract class. So this is all possible. Okay? But creation of it may be little, I mean, not nice, because you're writing all of these one by one and stuff like that. But there is a builder design pattern that we can handle all of this, or we can have a, yeah, I think the builder is the best, not the abstract factory or factory. So when I say menu print, then it's all right. Then I said last time, yes, so I can easily print it out. I just said that. But there could be a case that I want to be iterating all over the menu, the complete menu with its sub-menus. The case that it is, for example, I want to have all the vegetarian menus, and I have to check all, one by one, all the menu items, if it's a vegetarian or it's non-vegetarian. So what I have to do, I need to be able to iterate through all the menu items without, you know, stopping at each branch. Just like this. So I want to be able to iterate, I want to be able to check each one of the menu items to see if it is a vegetarian or not. There is a, this is an attribute inside the menu item. It says it is vegetarian or non-vegetarian. But the way that I have to do it when I use a normal iterator, I go over, there's an array. I go over that array, and I shouldn't be stopping here. If there are more menus under the menu, then I should be able to go over these menu items as well for a complete iteration. But since my how am I going to do it? I mean, if I in here I added also a function, this one. It is giving me the iterator for the menu component, the array inside it, this one. So I'm able to get the iterator for this one. So I can say go and iterate, but it will not do the job for me. Because if I asked for only the menu iterator, maybe there is another menu inside it. I will not be able to handling that one. For that purpose, I'm changing the standard iterator into something else. And I call it composite iterator. So we did this the last time, but we stopped. We didn't really complete it. So we are coming back to it. Actually, this was, we went over this, you might remember. But it was really not really very clear how we did it. So, in this one, we said we need to be able to do this. I think this is better. I have this main menu, which is a menu type. Then there is another menu. It was the kebab menu, which is menu type as well, but they are all menu components. Can you see it? And underneath I have menu items, Adana and Urfa. So I need something that will tell me when I give this as the for example, when if this is my main menu, inside you remember that there is an array list, and I'm getting the iterator of this array list. And inside this array list, I have the kebab menu and what was the other one? Oven menu. And inside the oven menu, I had lahmacun, peymacun, and pide menu. And inside this pide menu, I have two different kinds. So what's going to happen if I ask to iterate over this array list? And in this array list, I have two items actually. I ask the array list of main menu. There are two items in this array list. I will go and check these two array lists, and they don't have any attribute like vegetarian or not, because only the menu items has that attribute. So I will just won't be able to do anything. What I need to do is, if there is another menu under an array list, under my menu components array list. So that means if I have another menu under this menu, my menu, then I will put this entire thing into a stack. So I keep them in stack, and once they are done, I will pop them out from the stack. So that means that I'm completed with them, and then we'll go over to the next one. So this is the way that I want to handle that. That's the reason I did this. So let's take a look at it. I zoom in. Well, what I'm saying is that this is my composite iterator implements iterator with many components. I have a stack. Stack is Java has this stack collection in it. So well, this is a stack of many component iterators. And what I do when I call this composite iterator, I should be calling it with a many component iterator. I will come back to that. Stack and push this iterator. So what I do when I first call, this is my main menu. Is it readable? Can you see it? When I have this main menu, for example, I changed the name, but main menu, create iterator, I will get my iterator. And the next thing what I'm doing is I'm starting this composite menu, composite iterator, with this iterator, an iterator coming from my main menu. Within that, I have these two elements, like this one and this one. But underneath these two, I have lots of other items. And then what happens is I have to implement two things because it's a iterator. I have to override these two methods. One of them is hasNext, the other is next. There's another one also, but I'm not going to be doing